So I hope that you have seen the questions. So this is a MCQ video on basic electronics. We have already done a part 1 video. This is a part 2 video. Okay. So through this video series, that is MCQ series, we are actually preparing for BEL, EAT examinations and ISR technical examinations. And actually a lot of examinations actually coming. So we are preparing for all those competitive examinations. Okay. And also BARC, stipend trainee examination. So for all these examinations, we are preparing for by using these MCQ videos. Okay. So the first question answer, we are going to see the solutions. Okay. So these questions were from basic electronics. So we are going to see the solutions one by one. You'll be seeing the questions on board while I'm explaining the solution. So the first question is, the voltage out of an ideal voltage source is dash. A 0, B constant, C load resistance dependent, D internal resistance dependent. So generally in practical case it will be depending on the internal resistance and all, but for an ideal voltage source it has to be constant. Okay, so a voltage source means this is a voltage source, right? So generally we represent using voltage source, right? So this voltage source should be providing a constant voltage. Okay, so voltage source should be able to provide a constant output voltage. That is the case of an ideal voltage source should be able to produce a constant output voltage. Okay, so correct answer is option B is the correct answer. Correct answer is option B. Okay, that is, it should produce a constant output voltage, but we know that for the practical case it will be depending on the internal resistance and all. Okay, next question. That is the second one. So second question is, in a constant voltage DC circuit, when the resistance increases, current will dash. So the circuit is having a constant DC voltage. So when resistance is increasing, current will dash. So it is voltage is constant. When resistance is increasing, current will decrease, right? We know that V is equal to IR and I is equal to V by R. So V is a constant. If R is increasing means I will surely decrease, right? Because they are having inverse relationship. Correct answer is A, it will decrease. Next question. Even though we know all these question answers, sometimes you may find it a little bit tricky. Okay, so you should practice doing these MCQ questions. Okay, that's why I'm making these videos. So the third question is from semiconductor theory. An intrinsic semiconductor at room temperature has dash. A few electrons and holes. B, many holes. C, many free electrons. D, no holes. So even though it is intrinsic semiconductor, it will be having some free electrons and holes at the, so it is intrinsic semiconductor, right? So it will be having some free electrons and holes at the room temperature. Okay, it will be having only very minute amount of electrons and holes at the room temperature. Correct answer is A. And we know that N type, it is plenty with electrons and P type is plenty with holes. These things you should be knowing. Very important concepts from semiconductor theory. Okay. So anyway, here the correct answer is A. Next question. The number of holes in an intrinsic semiconductor is dash. A equal to number of free electrons, B greater than number of free electrons, C less than number of free electrons, then D none of the above. So it should be equal to, for an intrinsic case, electron number is equal to hole. P means holes is very much greater. Holes is very much greater for P. P is very much greater with holes. Then N is very much greater with electrons. But for the case of intrinsic, this is the case. Electron number is equal to holes. Okay. Correct answer is A. Next question. fifth question. So the fifth question is, to produce a p-type semiconductor, you need to add dash. The options are A. Trivalent impurity, B. Carbon, C. Pentavalent impurity, D. Silicon. So in order to produce a p-type semiconductor, p-type, you need to add a trivalent impurity. In order to produce an n-type, you should be adding pentavalent. So trivalent impurities have 3 electrons in the outermost shell. Pentavalent is having 5 electrons in the outermost shell. So when this when this trivalent is added, you will be creating holes, because we need 4 electrons to complete the covalent bond with the nearby silicons, right, or nearby atoms. So there is a deficiency of 1 electron, so means holes. Deficiency of electron is hole. So holes will be generated more and more. Here we require 4, we have 5, means there is an excess 1. So we'll be creating more free electrons. So this is the case for p-type and this is the case for n-type. Okay, so here we are actually adding a trivalent impurity, which is option A. In the part A also we have actually discussed many of these concepts. Okay, then sixth question. Negative ions are dash. A. Atoms with that obtained a proton, atoms that lost a proton, atoms that obtained an electron, atoms that lost an electron. So we know that generally atoms is having same number of electrons and protons, but when they receive an electron in excess, an excess electron when they are receiving, what will happen? They will be considered as negative ions. Okay. Now this negative charge is actually because electrons are negative, right? So due to which we are getting a negative sign on the atom, because they are excess in 1 electron. They had equal number of electrons and protons, but here since they are receiving an excess proton somehow, excess electron somehow, you are having an additional negative charge and we take it as negative ions. So correct answer is C, atoms that obtain an electron. Next. The reverse current in a diode is usually dash. A very small, B very large, C 0, D in the breakdown region. Okay. So we know if you draw a cara of a diode, it will be like this. Initially it will be not like this. Okay, initially it will be less increasing, then after the breakdown voltage or after the built-in potential, it will be not breakdown, it is built-in potential. Okay, this is the threshold voltage. After the diode threshold voltage in the forward direction, it will start conducting and current will go up. Now in the reverse direction, even though it is in reverse condition, there will be some minority current like this. See, due to the leakage current or due to the minority carriers, and then after the breakdown the current will go up. So you can clearly see here, this is the reverse region and the current is very, very less. After the breakdown it will shoot up. After the avalanche breakdown is happening, it will shoot up. So this is the reverse case and this is the forward case. Again, we have done a separate video on PN junction diodes, so please do watch that video. You'll get a very clear idea on the cara and everything. Okay, so here this is the reverse case. After the breakdown, even though current is shooting up, current in the reverse region is generally very less. Okay, correct answer is A, very small. Okay, so this is the rough. I've just drawn a rough figure. Okay, this is not the exact figure. Rough figure. This is initially the current will be less. Then after the built-in potential, it will be going high. Then the current in the reverse region is very less. After the breakdown, the current will shoot up. Okay, so correct answer is A. Next question. The eighth question. Avalanche in a diode occur at dash. A, barrier potential, D, depletion layer, C, knee voltage, D, breakdown voltage. So this question is a little bit difficult one, tricky one actually. So avalanche breakdown is not happening at barrier potential. So just now we have seen here, that is while drawing the Cara, after the barrier potential, the diode will actually start to conduct. This is called barrier potential or built-in potential. This is V, this is I. Okay, this point is called barrier potential. But in the reverse region, after the breakdown voltage, so this voltage is called breakdown voltage. The diode will break down and go or undergo avalanche breakdown. So this is the region. After this point, the diode will undergo avalanche breakdown. See here. This voltage is called breakdown voltage. Correct answer is D. Okay. Here it is happening in the forward direction. It is called built-in potential or barrier potential. Okay. So here correct answer is D. So these are the two important voltages. This is built-in potential or barrier potential. This is the avalanche voltage. Sorry, it's not avalanche voltage. It is breakdown voltage. Okay. Breakdown voltage means after the breakdown voltage or at the point of breakdown voltage, the diode will undergo avalanche breakdown. Okay. Correct answer is D. Next question. Ninth question. The diode current is large for which condition? A. Forward bias. B. Inverse bias. C. Power bias. D. Reverse bias. Clearly, you can see that the current is actually going high in the forward bias condition. Okay. Forward bias condition is the current going high. After the breakdown also, you can see that current is shooting up. But generally, we say that the current is going high in the forward bias condition because it will start to conduct. Correct answer is A. Next question. That is a 10th and the last question. So we have actually seen some basic electronic questions. Okay. So just like this, we'll be doing subject-wise MCQ videos also. So that when you're studying an MCQ video, you will get an idea of that subject. Or so at least some topics of that subject. Okay. 10th question is Zener diode can be described as dash. A. Rectifier diode. B. A diode with constant voltage. A diode with constant current. A diode that works in the forward region. Okay, so clearly rectifier diode generally, Zener diodes we generally don't use as rectifiers. Mostly we'll be using it as voltage regulators. Okay, Zener, whenever you are hearing Zener means you'll be using it as mostly or 90% of the time voltage regulators. Why? Because voltage regulator means it should be having a constant voltage. So, a Zener diode is a diode or a device with a constant voltage. Correct answer is B. And mostly we'll be operating the Zener diode in the reverse region only. Okay. So, a device that work in the forward region is also not a correct option. Option D is also not correct. Correct option is option B. A device with constant voltage. And also you cannot say that it is a device with a constant current because current goes minimum to maximum. Okay. Current will vary. It is not producing a constant current. So correct answer is option B, a device with a constant voltage. Okay. So these are the 10 questions which I have included in this video. I'm really hoping that the questions were useful. Actually, a lot of people is taking advantages of these MCQ videos. So please do share with all your friends. Please help me grow this channel. Please help me get some subscribers. Okay. Please subscribe to it if you are finding it useful. Okay. So that's it. Thanks for watching and keep on watching.